Hello, Revere, and welcome to our Revere Veterans Community Show. I have two special guests. One writes for the military news on the Revere Advocate, Chet Paris, a former Korean veteran. Welcome to the show, Chet.
Thank you so much.
And thank you
Happy
for your
to
service.
be here, and thank you for your service.
And we have another veteran, Buddy Mangini,
Yes,
a community veteran. And Buddy, you're doing a job on the Columbus Day Parade.
Actually, I'm putting together the Columbus Day Parade this year for the Mayor of Revere, Mayor Dan Rizzo. And it's going to be on Monday, October 12th. And the parade kicks off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we have a great parade for the citizens of Revere, for the visiting people from all the communities around. And we hope to see you all there and enjoy it.
And I hope to be there myself. Now I want to talk to you, Chet. Can I call you Chet?
Absolutely.
You are a Korean veteran. Tell us a little about your service before we get into the Revere Advocate.
Well, I went into the Air Force at 17, left high school, went into the Air Force at 17, and I absolutely loved the Air Force. Did 3 years, 8 months, and 12 days. That's how much I loved it. And no, it was a great experience. It was good. I get out of after I got out of the military, went to college and law school, Boston University.
Great school.
Good school, very good school. In fact, it's a little funny story. I left high school in order to get into the military, to go to the military.
You mean you didn't graduate high school?
I didn't graduate high school. I had a bachelor's degree and a doctorate's degree, but I never graduated high school. So 55 and a half years later, they gave me my high school diploma. So now I've got a high school diploma.
That's good. I got mine through the Army, ironically, when they had the GED courses in those days.
Yeah, that's great.
That was terrific.
That was great.
Now, you write for the Revere Advocate.
Revere Advocate, the Malden Advocate, the Saugus Advocate, and the Everett Advocate.
That's a lot of writing.
Well, it's the same articles. Don't tell anybody, though.
I won't.
Keep it a secret, okay? So it makes it look like I'm doing a lot of work.
Right. You write a lot about veterans things.
It's all veterans. All veterans.
Tell us some of the issues that you.
Well, some of the issues. The most recent one had to do with women veterans, organizations that they can belong to, overseas women, overseas veterans, Nurses Veterans Association, that type of thing. And let's see, I just gave them an article on being reimbursed for travel to and from hospitals or clinics for medical treatment, and the conditions that apply to it. Not everybody gets it, but the conditions that apply to it. And I've always made it a point in the articles to give them some information, give them a website, telephone number, where they can go and get full information. It'll flesh out the whole article, and they can get all the details that they want. So it's a lot of fun, and you give back to fellow veterans. And
that's good, because I like to tell you a little story this morning that happened to me. I went to the VA hospital on Causeway Street. I went over to the desk and I said, the doctor says make an appointment for 3 months or 6 months. I went to the desk, they changed everything. You don't make an appointment. They send you a card now, and the card will tell you to call them on a certain day, and then you make the appointment. So things have changed a little for them.
Oh, they've changed, and some for the good, but it's still a big mess with the VA. Let me tell you something. Every day you hear of a different experience, or you experience it yourself. But it's a great system.
I have to tell you, they treated me fairly good.
Yep, I have no complaints. I've got my treatment from the VA now for many years.
Which one, in Boston? Jamaica?
I've gone to Jamaica Plain, I've gone to Bedford, I've gone to West Roxbury, I've gone to Providence, and I've gone to Manchester, New Hampshire.
And they have one, I believe, in Brockton, too?
They have one in Brockton,
yep.
Yeah.
I remember that many years ago when I was down there.
But that's for you and me, mental cases down there.
Well, they changed that now. Leave the jokes over here.
All right.
Buddy, I want to get back to you for a few minutes.
Yes, my friend.
You have some great people that help you during the organizing Columbus Day Parade. I better learn a little better English, too. Tell us about the people that helped you so we can put them on the air.
Well, we have Debbie West from the mayor's office, which I'm working very, very closely with.
Lovely, beautiful lady.
You're right. And then we have the young lady that is the president of the Revere Chamber of Commerce, Kerry Abrams.
Yes.
So working very closely and also with the chamber. And who else?
Who's going to be the marshal this year?
The marshal always is the mayor.
Oh, okay.
He's the honorary marshal of the parade. Yep.
It'll be a pleasure to have him on.
So we have a good 4-division parade. We have probably 20 plus bands coming in from all over, from Vermont all the way down to Connecticut and Rhode Island, including all the New England states.
Chet, and not only that, I believe they also have the military band coming, the President's Honor Guard coming down here.
President's Honor Guard is coming.
Right.
United States Air Force Honor Guard.
This year. We have from Washington, D.C., the as Chet said, my good friend, we have the United States Air Force Presidential Honor Guard coming in from Washington, D.C., about 50 of them coming in. So they're going to be marching in the parade.
And not only that, buddy, but I believe you also mentioned, or Chet, maybe you wrote about it in the Advocate, that you also have people coming from across the sea here, from Italy.
No, actually, we had that. 2 years ago in East Boston. We had a group of military contingent that came in from Italy.
Oh, the police, the Carbonaries?
Right. Yeah. They came in from Italy, which were very good. They were an attractive piece, and they happened to be in the area at the time, and they'd like to come in. So they did 2 years ago in East Boston.
And I would
That's
like
something. That's great.
It is, and I would like to say one thing. We have Mr. and Mrs. Christopher Columbus, by the way, and I happen to have the honor
Wow.
to know them both personally.
Actually, what we have is we have Christopher Columbus,
Right.
and we also have Queen Isabella.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
They're going to be on the replica of the ship of the Santa Maria. And we're going to have them, and we're going to have actually the Santa Maria and one of the boats, the Pinta. And that was decorated by a young man that came in this summer from Italy, came all the way over from Italy. He's a 17-year-old boy, and he laid it all out and put everything together along with the construction crew that we had. So that's going to be in the parade.
And what about the Nina? You didn't mention the Nina.
No, we got the Santa Maria and the Pinta.
Right.
We have 2 votes.
But I
Next
have
year,
to-
maybe.
But I have to tell you this, buddy. We have a lovely lady at the senior center, and her name is Nina. Maybe you could use her for
All right, maybe we can use her in the next time that we do it. And also, our big attraction is the gentleman sitting next to me is not only connected with the military, but he is the chief of staff for the potentate of the Aleppo Temple here in Wilmington, and this part of the Shriners that are going to be with us. So we're looking probably at about 400 Shriners, along with all their different equipment and everything else, and Chet will tell you about that in a few moments.
Right, but I want to ask Chet a question. Aleppo is in Syria, am I correct?
Correct.
How did the Shriners and Aleppo get together? I mean, to have, Syria, and which is Arabic, and the Shriners, which is non-Arabic.
Well, the history of the shrine goes back to about 1880, 1890, somewhere in there.
Wow,
So the
that's quite a
shrine has been in existence since then. And they needed a theme. It could have been Arabic, it could have been Chinese, it could have been Indian, it could have been anything. But I guess the style at that time was Arabic, and it stayed that way. So each of the shrine centers, and there are almost 200 of them throughout the world, has an Arabic name or a name that sounds like it's Arabic. We have Aleppo, which covers eastern Massachusetts. Bektash is up in New Hampshire. Cora is up in Maine. What else? Oh, Alaska. They've got a great name, Alaska.
Is that it?
That's it.
Alaska?
Alaska.
Like
So
the
it sounds Arabic.
That's almost like the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem over there,
Right.
Alaska.
Right.
Right.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So that's how it came about. And it
That's
was
a-
just a theme, and
I never knew
They've
that
stayed with it.
before. And they also wear these nice big round caps or hats, as you want to call them, with
Fez.
the...
It's a fez.
fez.
It's a fez.
Yep.
It's a fez.
Where did that
We're
originate?
proud of wearing them.
Okay.
Well, it comes with the
Tradition?
the Arabic background.
That's
Yeah.
good, because I saw them last year in East Boston, and I saw them the year before in Revere. They're terrific.
Yeah. Yeah. We've
Oh,
been
they are.
wearing those things from the beginning.
Oh.
In fact, if you remember with Boston, Buddy Mangini and I go back, it's about 17 years, because I was chief of staff for 15 years with Aleppo. Now they gave me a nice title, so I'm kind of retired, but I'm still doing everything. But I can't leave a friend like Buddy alone, see, so we still work together.
We've worked
we
together
have all
for many,
these
many years, and we continue the friendship over that.
Yep.
Not only that.
That's exactly it, you know. And there's one thing, I've got to say this. Buddy had a very, very close friend that worked with him over the years with the parades.
Right.
And I knew him, and he was a gentleman and a veteran. And you can introduce
Yeah.
him.
Go
was
ahead.
Joe Cohane.
Joe
I didn't know
Cohane.
him.
And that's where I learned a lot from that gentleman from way back. We started together in East Boston many, as Chet said, many, many years ago. And he was with us right up until not last year, but
The year before, 2
the year
years ago,
before. And then he had some medical issues, and actually then he
Passed away.
passed away.
Yeah.
But we remembered him in the last parade. We gave a salute, and we dedicated the parade in his honor.
Yeah. He was a great guy. Great
Great
guy.
person. Yeah.
Great guy. And I want to make sure Buddy mentioned him.
Yeah.
Because he was intimately involved with the East Boston parade that I know of. For
And I'm
all
sure
these
you
years.
mentioned it in the Revere Advocate News, too?
Well,
you could
I
do
don't
it.
remember now. You know, there's so many things. I write
So many
something
things
every
that Chet
week.
writes every week.
Every
so
week
he's
there's
got
an article in there. Every week. You
And
know,
how do
so
you get your information for all these articles?
If I told you that, I'd have to shoot you.
Yeah.
That won't be the first time. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not going to miss.
A lot of research and hard work, and that's what put it together. Am I correct?
I love that.
You've got to.
We keep it right
I
there.
get all of the publications that I can get my hands on, and I go through them, and I say, "Wow, this is something that veterans would be interested in."
You know what always bothered me? Like, I go on the computer now and I look up history or hear what people write about, but how do you know they're actually correct on there? Sometimes you might see the same article with a plus and with a minus. So how can you tell which one is which?
Well, all I can tell you is with my articles, I would say 99.9% of them are not my opinion, okay?
Oh, they're not?
They're not my opinion. They're factual that I get out of veterans organizations
That's good.
or VA publications. And if you want additional information, I give you a phone number or a website, and you can go research it and pick up what you want.
That's good.
Let me ask you something.
Shoot.
Did you ever get a discharge certificate?
Yes, I did.
A discharge certificate or a DD-214?
No,
or
I got an
separation?
honorable discharge certificate.
Good for you, because we never got them. We never got them, so now I wrote an article on how, or if I haven't, I'm not sure if I wrote it yet or not, but I have the notes at home of where to send off to get your honorable discharge certificate. For,
That's something,
for men and women who never got them.
Mention that where they can send them to if you know it now.
I don't know it now because it's just there's
And if people
too
want to
many
know,
things.
could they contact you?
Sure.
And how would they do that?
Give them your phone number.
I can't do that, but I mean, if they could contact Revere TV and we could get the information
Sure.
to them.
Yeah, there'll be an article, I
Or they
would say,
could
over the
contact-
next couple of weeks.
Not only
and
that,
it'll
or they
have
could
all-
contact
everything in
Nick
there.
Boer at the Revere Veterans Service right here. And his number is 781-286-8119.
Yeah, he's a great fellow.
Terrific. And he's
Yeah.
a Vietnam veteran.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Nick's a great
Also in
guy.
the Air Force.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
I didn't know he was in the Air Force.
Yeah,
Yep.
was Nick in the Air Force? I didn't realize what
Yep.
branch of the service he was in.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's
Nick
a-
and I have worked together in a lot of military functions and veterans organizations. Yeah.
Yep, so you got a comrade in arms right here in the city of
Right
Revere,
here.
head
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Revere Veterans Service.
Oh, I've met him. I've been over
Yeah.
to his office.
Yep,
Yeah.
down
In
at the
fact,
American Legion building.
Used to be
That-
back
that's
of
where-
City Hall.
And back of City Hall.
Back
yeah.
of
Right.
City Hall.
Exactly.
Yeah, unless they moved it recently, but it
No,
was in
that's
back
where
of
he is.
City Hall.
Yeah.
And I dropped off, there was some articles, some pamphlets or something or other that I came across, and I dropped them off to him and a lot of other veterans agents that I can help out.
You know,
That's it.
before we go on, I'd like to do a couple of things. People donate things, and the Revere Veterans Service and Mayor Rizzo and the group of Revere donated an American flag, and we give this to the military veterans. And you happen to be a Korean veteran, so Chet, you take this.
Oh, thank you so much.
I would also like
This
to
is
thank.
great.
Yep,
Proud of this. Thank you so much.
that's what we fought for. That represents
That's it.
America. Right? When I look at that flag, I see America as a whole, the freedom of this country, and I love it.
That's it.
And there's another people that love you as a veteran, and that's Valari's restaurant across the streets. A
Oh, yeah.
gentleman there by the name of Sal came up and dropped off some gift certificates, and he says, Morris, they're not for you, they're for the veterans. I says, I'm a veteran. I says, I don't care, you give them to the other veterans, and I kept my word. So here you go, this is from
Well,
Valari's.
thank you.
a
That's
gift
very nice of you.
certificate
Very kind of you.
From
I
Valari's
appreciate
restaurant.
that.
When you go in there, you can thank them.
All right, I'm going to tell them that it came from you.
No, it came
No?
from Valari's.
From Valari's, but you passed it on to me.
I'm just a gopher.
Well, I knew that all along.
No, that's good. I'm glad.
Very good.
No offense, of course.
No.
Everything's done in fun and pun.
Oh, yes.
I have to ask you, buddy, I just want to ask you a couple more questions.
Sure.
When I was in the Army, we had the Flying Fortress, the B-25, the Curtiss P-40. In Korea, what planes did they have that were later on?
Well, they had the F-80. It was a jet plane.
We didn't have them.
The F-86, the F-94, which was an all-weather interceptor, and then they had some prop planes as well.
You know, it's
So-
ironic. When Germany lost the war, we took a lot of their scientists and we brought them over to this country here, like Werner von Braun and all the others. And they helped make those jet engines for our planes because they were working on it in Germany. But the man with the mustache had other ideas to put that aside and do something else. If they had stuck to what they wanted to do to make the rockets and those jets, things might have turned out to be a little different, but thank God they didn't.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Now, buddy, you introduced me to a gentleman who does a lot of work in East Boston when we stopped by. I believe he owns a grocery store. Remember we dropped off the stuff? You took me there. And he does a lot of work for the community, for you, and where you drop the food off.
Oh, the food pantry you're talking about.
Right.
Right.
Tell
okay.
us a little about the food pantry.
Okay. What we do, I'm a member of the Kiwanis Club of East Boston. I'm past president 3 times and also lieutenant governor. But what we do is, what we have is the food pantry drive at the Grace Federated Church, and we try to have a food pantry drive for them because they really need some help there. And we want to thank our junior ROTC from East Boston High, who are there every month when the food comes in, and we put it all together and packages out to the needy people in East Boston.
And it's ironic because Nick Boer does the same thing here in the city of Revere with the food pantry.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, Nick came up with a terrific idea, Chet, and you should call him, and maybe you can get some information from him. Him and a gentleman by the name of Bill Jackson, they're trying to work where no veteran is homeless, and they're trying to pass something or do something. So maybe if you contacted Nick Boer and got together with him, he could give you the information, and you could write it up in your veterans article, which would be very good.
Very good. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll follow up on it.
Yep.
That's for sure.
And the number there again, if you want me to give it to you, is 781-286-8119.
I just jotted down a mental note. I've got that.
See?
Good.
And what I just want to do is, in reference to the Shriners, which we're very happy to have them, and we want to thank, that's due to the generosity of the East Boston Savings Bank, who has been very good over the number of years, when it's in East Boston, when it's in Revere, to sponsor the Shriners to come, and their donation goes directly to the Shriners Burns Institute to help all people that come in from all over the world into Boston for their treatment at the Shriners Burns Institute. And they don't receive a bill at all. It all comes from great donations what the Shriners have done for many, many years, and they're continuing it, and we're hoping, and we thank again the East Boston Savings Bank for their fine, generous contribution in having them in our parade this year again.
Thank you, Chet.
And I have to join in that too, because they've been very, very generous the East Boston Savings Bank over the years with the Shriners. They support us 800% to be
That's
very,
terrific.
very
That's
Whether
honest
it's
with you.
East Boston or Revere.
Or
both,
Revere.
Actually.
We count them as the same.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
one family.
one
I would
family,
like
that's-
Revere to pay you back, buddy, for all the good things you do from East Boston to Revere. You don't really have a senior center in Revere. I mean, a real senior center. We would love to have all you seniors in East Boston if they would like to. Like sometimes you do yourself, come down to our Revere Senior Center. Join us for lunch. Join us for the activities. We would love to have them. So if you could pass the word around to your people down there, we would welcome them with
I
open
try to
arms.
drop down myself when I get the time and all that. It's always a good time. It's always a pleasure. Stephen Feeling is doing a great job
Yep.
as the new director down there. He's fixed it all up and made some many good improvements. And I know the seniors are immensely thankful to him and you and the rest of the team that's put it all together.
Yep, we have a great senior center out there. Matter of fact, you should stop by someday and join us for lunch, Ed.
I'm not a
always-
senior.
Oh,
Say?
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, I have to go to kindergarten.
He's still a
to-
youngster. He's still a youngster right there.
By the way, I've spoken to both of you, and I always ask people, tell us a little about your family, you know, about your kids, and et cetera, what they're doing now, and mention their name on TV.
Oh yeah, I have a son and a daughter. My daughter Kim lives in Wakefield.
That's where we're going to
You're
tomorrow.
going tomorrow
Wakefield
to the
Memorial High School.
At the high school.
Yep.
It's a brand new addition that they have. No, the
Beautiful.
high school is off one direction. The
But the
middle school is
auditorium,
another
they-
one.
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
Oh, I'm telling you. We had a Veterans Day program there last year.
I was there.
Were you there?
Yep.
Well, you probably remember me speaking then.
I
Oh,
mean-
you don't. You're too old. You foggy memory. I know.
No, was it yesterday or 20 years ago, Chad?
Yeah, about 6 months ago, I think.
Okay, that's why I'm
But
very
anyway, that's okay. We've been having some laughs here. It's good.
That's good.
And my son lives in Everett with his wife and 2 children. Got a granddaughter and a grandson, and
Oh, so-
they're all doing good.
So you have a
Everybody's
granddaughter
fine.
and a grandson,
Yes, I do.
and you're not old enough to be a senior. That's fantastic.
Listen, adoption is fantastic.
Oh, that's right. You got me.
Very good.
I got to give you an A for that
It's
one.
been great. It's been
He's
fantastic.
right on the ball there.
I love it. I love it, buddy. Buddy, what future plans do you see for the Columbus Day going on in the future? I mean, you know, if you could plan ahead, what would you like to see?
Well, I'd like to see it being continued. I know I
It
used
will
to have
be.
it for many years before on the off year from East Boston, and then due to some budget restraints and everything, it was kind of cut from the budget. But the new mayor of Revere, Mayor Rizzo, has brought it back, and this is the second year again, and we hope to continue it onward. You know, as we move forward, and we're really looking forward to having it again here in Revere. And I know that the people are really going to enjoy it, the youngsters, the adults, family and friends. So please come and join us on Monday, October 12th
And
at
where-
1 o'clock in Revere.
Right, and where is it going to originate from? Where's the parade going to
The
start
parade
from?
actually is going to start on Broadway, the lower end of Broadway, closest to the Chelsea line, right by the Cronin Ring.
Oh, with the bridges over?
Yep, yeah, it'll start right there, proceed up to Broadway, following Broadway, all the way off, breaking off onto Revere Street, turning onto Revere Street, and going by the St. Anthony's Church, where the reviewing stand will be live across from the church this year. We'll have live broadcasting.
You've got a lovely lady there, and I happen to know her very well. I would like to thank her for everything she does for Revere and what she does for East Boston.
Right.
Sherry Raftery.
Sherry Raftery, she's the executive assistant from the East Boston Chamber of Commerce.
Right, and for people don't know that, can I tell them a little story about that, buddy?
Sure, you go right back, your family goes right back with Sherry's
It's
family.
fantastic. If it wasn't for Revere TV, this never would have happened, I'll be honest with you. Sherry Raftery, when she was a little girl, about 5, 6, 7, and 8, played with my son at my house. We tried to adopt her. We were going to do it, Ruthie and myself. We could never find out where she lived because she lived around the corner. People wouldn't tell us where she went to at the time. So we didn't see her for a long time, because I don't want to give her age away, a long time. Buddy Mangini came here one day. I invited Buddy to come on the show, and he brings his secretary, or what was she?
Yes, she's the executive assistant for the East Boston
Right.
Chamber.
So she came up here. I got to be real quick. We only got a couple of minutes left. She comes up here. We're talking about my son, what school she went to. She says, I went to that school, that teacher. I says, my son had that teacher. Then she looked at me real good and she says, I know who you are. You're Barry's father.
Wow.
I says,
Wow.
that's right. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Buddy, we only have a couple of minutes. You take
right.
one and you take one.
All right, I just want to, again, invite the people to get out there, come out there and participate and see the parade and enjoy it. And we have a lot of special attractions. I don't want to say it all because we like to save the surprises as it comes down Broadway. And if anybody would like to call me in regard to anything in the parade, would like to be in the parade, would like to do anything for the parade, I'm going to give my cell number. Please feel free to call me. If I don't happen to answer, please leave a message and I will get right back to you. And it is 857-615-2549.
Thank
Again,
you.
857-615-2549. And thank you very much, Morris, for the opportunity of having us both here. It was a pleasure joining you
Chet,
today.
a minute for you too.
Morris, thank
Just
you ever so much for inviting us over here and having an opportunity. This is the longest I've been with Buddy in years. It's always been on the telephone, believe it or not.
I was glad to have you, Chet. I want
it
to
was
say
great.
thank you again for your
Thank
service.
you.
Thank you for your service, buddy.
All right, Morris.
We look forward to the parade.
Yep, I'm going to be there.
Thank
and
the
I
mayor.
understand I'm going to be riding in a Jeep.
You're going to be riding in a Jeep this
Right.
year.
Just make sure I have a lot of protection there, guns and everything,
Oh,
because
yes.
I'm going to need them. Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
You're a good guy. Nobody's going to shoot
They
at
love you. They'll love you. Cheer you on
That's
as you're
it.
coming down the street.
And again, thank you for the flag. I appreciate
Right,
it
and
very
thank
much.
Volari
And
when you go in
Volari.
there.
Oh, absolutely. I will.
And
Thank
I
you
wanna-
so much.
Right, and God bless both of you for coming here,
right.
and I hope to see you again someday.
All right. And
We'll be
thank you
back.
very much for
And you
having
write
us
a
on
good
the
article
show.
in your paper about Revere TV, what we do for the veterans here, and what we do for the community.
We can't miss that.
Right,
We can't
and
miss
thank
that
you
at
all for listening, and God bless our troops and our great country, the United States of America, but most of all, God bless everybody.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.